Hi, I'm Cheryl. It's week 2 of our shoulder series. I hope you gave week 1 lots of time. It's an important step to calm the nervous system from the discomfort maybe you've been feeling in your shoulders to start creating some healthier patterns of movement and breath. Today we're going to do a little bit of gentle stretching. You can do it on a yoga mat as I'm going to do today, but this can also be done in your bed. So if it's hard to get up and down from the floor right now for whatever reason, don't neglect your shoulder rehab. As I mentioned in week 1, the buzzword here really is soft, gentle, patient. I know, I wish I had a magic wand, but this is the way we can really address these problems once and for all. So let's come to lying down, and as I mentioned, that could be on your bed. It doesn't have to be on the floor. I'm going to use a blanket to cushion my spine because I'm working on a hardwood floor. So I've got this Mexican cotton blanket. You can use a big beach towel, whatever you've got. Something that's not too fuzzy. It's kind of firm, so you can get a little bit of feedback while you're doing the work. And I'm going to come to lie down on my back with my knees bent. So I'm actually on the blanket with my bum so that my sacrum, right up my spine to the back of my head, is on the blanket. So if you're using a blanket, make sure you have all of that in place. Good. Get comfortable. It doesn't really matter where you place your feet as long as they're at a comfortable angle to your body and you feel space in your hip joints, your knee joints. You want everything else as calm as possible. Let's begin with our palms facing up, arms alongside the body. And then when you're ready, inhale, start to glide the arms up the wall, or up the floor, until the hands are as far back behind your head as you can manage. As you exhale, bring the arms back down. You may choose to do this one arm at a time. And the arms are gliding along the floor, so you're not trying to hold them up all by yourself. If the arms are doing different ranges of motion, that's to be expected. We have a shoulder injury after all. And we're not going to force the arms to go further than what we feel safe doing. Be very respectful. Notice I'm breathing fairly slowly as well. Good. And then we can rest. You might notice when you do that movement that your shoulder blades are kind of moving like this on the floor. So that movement was specifically to get a little bit of mobility into the shoulder blades. A lot of times if our shoulder joint is giving us trouble, it's because the shoulder blade isn't as mobile as we might hope. I'm going to show this next movement one arm at a time. You can do 2 arms at a time if that's really easy for you. So I've lifted my elbow up along the floor. So now my arm is at a right angle. I'm kind of like I'm doing a cactus position. I'm going to leave my elbow on the ground and take an inhale here. As I exhale, lift just the hand, bring it around so the palm comes to the floor. And then inhale, bring the hand back. That's the movement, nice and slow. What I want to try to notice is what's happening in the shoulder blade. So if your hand doesn't touch the floor here, or doesn't touch the floor here, it doesn't really matter. I just want to notice the shoulder blade moving. And after about 5 or 6 breaths, that's enough. Adjust the arm to whatever comfortable position you can find. You might need an armrest, as we did in week 1. We built armrests for ourselves. Take a moment just to absorb any information this side of your body has for you. And now I'm going to go to the side where I have an injury. I'm going to go to the less happy side and do the same thing. Inhale in cactus arm. Exhale, elbow stays down as I lift and move the hand. I am noticing a difference between sides because this is the side that had the rotator cuff injury, and you might be the same if you've had surgery or you had an injury. that side of the body will feel different
It's had a different journey. Try to avoid judging that side of your body or labeling it as bad or undesirable. Just understand its journey was different. And after about 5 or 6 breaths, it's probably good. Release your arm to a more comfortable position for the moment and maybe even close your eyes so that you can really pay attention to how that arm felt. Now, I'm really a big fan of slow, patient movement, but sometimes more rapid movement can be helpful too. So the next bit of movement tends to get a lot more circulation into the shoulder blade area. It's also a little bit silly, so it's always good to smile and laugh. So can you imagine you're laying here and it's a beautiful summer night. The sky is like black velvet and there's all these beautiful stars sparkling in the sky. And in my fanciful mood, I decide I want to go picking some stars. So I'm going to lift up one arm, lift, 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 and then pick a star and boom, drop the shoulder blade back. Let's try the other arm. Lift up, pick a star, and boom, drop the shoulder blade back. Can you hear when my shoulder blade thumps back on the ground? If that feels okay, you want to control the range of motion so you're not hurting yourself, but it might feel a little vigorous, and that's all right. Get a little circulation. We can go on some serious star picking now if you want to, and this is how it can look. Lift, 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 and you can go as fast as you like. Woo! And you can laugh a little bit. You can laugh at me. You can make a little noise, and you pick your stars. Pick your stars. Pick your stars. Go until you're really quite exhausted with this as fast as you can. Woo! And then flop the arms back down. I warned you we might get a little silly. You might want to close your eyes and notice the sensations, the contrast between being silly with rapid movement and quiet and still. In yoga, we often talk about energy, and what you might be feeling is new energy moving into your shoulder blade area. That will bring healing. Take as much time you need to rest. I'm going to move on into my next little bit of movement. And I'm looking for my yoga blocks. If you don't have a yoga block in your space, what works really well is a full roll of toilet paper or a full box of Kleenex. That will also work. We're going to place whatever prop you've got handy in between the knees. I find this is really good so that some of your attention stays in the lower body. Remember we talked in week 1 that your shoulders don't work by themselves. What happens here happens up here too. So this is a stabilization opportunity for your pelvis and hips. The arms can be brought to right angles, elbows tucked right underneath your rib cage, and your palms facing each other across your body, like you're holding a beach ball. Please keep your gaze straight ahead. And I have a bad habit of turning to face you, but really we need to keep the gaze straight ahead. Push actively down through the backs of your arms. Let's just do this. Inhale, push down through the arms, puff out the chest a bit. Exhale, relax. It's a subtle movement. Inhale and exhale. And one more time. Inhale, press down through the backs of the arms, the shoulder blades, puff out the chest. Exhale, relax. Now you might stay there for the first few times you use this video. If you're feeling the love, you want to try something more, next time you inhale, push down through your arms, push down through your feet, and float your hips a couple inches. Exhale, lower down. It's still a puffing out of the chest on the inhale as you push into your shoulders and shoulder blades. Exhale, relax. And one more time. Inhale and exhale. Relax your arms at your sides. Take the block out from between or whatever prop you were using. And then carefully roll off to your side. And if you have a chair in your space, let's find your chair and come to sit on your chair. If you're using your bed, you can sit on the edge of your bed, just so that your back isn't slouching into the headboard or anything like that. So I have an old kitchen chair, belonged to my grandma so long ago, and it's served me well all these years in my yoga studio. So coming to sit forward on the chair or forward on the edge of your bed so your back is free, you're not leaning against anything, and finding an upright and somewhat dignified posture. Carefully paying attention to your body's signals, I'm going to inhale, draw one shoulder back, and exhale, roll it forward. Now, it's not so much how big the rolls are. I want to pay attention to the collarbone. Let me take off the scarf so you can see that a little bit better. Can you see the collarbone moving as I do this? This is another key, actually clavicle, which is the Latin name for collarbone, means key. This is a key movement in the mobility of the shoulder. So by loosening up how the collarbone attaches at the shoulder joint and then to the breastbone, I could be discovering some freedom in this shoulder joint. Take a moment to notice, do you feel any more space there? And then this is my sore shoulder, so I'm doing it second. Inhale, drawing back, exhaling. And you may notice it looks different when this shoulder moves. And I don't want to call the shoulder bad or be judgmental about it, but I understand the shoulders had a lot going on. I have a little bit more compassion, patience, a little love. Good. And notice the collarbone moving. Can you feel that? You can even take your hand like I am and notice the movement. And there'll be no test on this, don't worry. You don't have to remember the names of the bones or anything like that. But your body remembers, your body knows. So you're acknowledging your body's wisdom. That's awesome. Okay. You may need to go lay down for a little while. Do you remember the restorative pose from week 1 where you put the blanket along the length of your spine? Feel free to repeat that. But it's nice to have a wee rest, even a couple minutes after you've completed these practices. It allows the neuromuscular reprogramming to really sink in. That's week 2. I hope you found it helpful, and I'll look forward to joining you again when you're ready to progress to the next video. Have a good day.